The first question is, what is the most important thing state government can do to generate jobs?
The question in this election is how are we going to work on getting jobs here in the state of Ohio? I often hear my colleagues and other candidates say, it's our job as legislators or it's our job as government to create jobs, and I couldn't disagree more. It is not my job to create jobs. I am overhead as your state representative. It is my job to try and put policies in place that will allow entrepreneurs and business owners who are willing to take a risk, who have an idea or have a new concept or a new service that they want to sell or market to people, and then allow them the opportunity to market that, to use the money that was already mentioned by one of the other candidates that needs to be freed up from our lending institutions in order to make the most of their opportunity. And they have the opportunity to succeed or fail based on their merits. And we do that by having an attractive tax structure in the state of Ohio. We do that by trying to lower the amount of taxes that are paid at the state and local level, which right now, if you combine our state and local tax rate, is one of the highest in the nation, and that has to change. We also have to make sure that we're encouraging entrepreneurs to come to Ohio and to stay here rather than have them leave. Northwest Ohio has seen an exodus of companies to the state of Indiana, who has made it a point to say, come to Indiana and we will treat you well, entrepreneurs and business owners, and we have not done as good a job with that as we should. We also ought to be making sure our Department of Development is doing a far better job of maintaining relationships with our existing companies, and not only maintain those relationships, but encouraging how can we help you grow? How can we assist you in developing and expanding here rather than other states? Because I have heard from constituents who tell me plainly that our companies are growing in southern states or East Coast states because it's cheaper. We think we can do it better there and make a larger profit. Ohio is not as receptive to what we're trying to do as other states, and that is a problem. And we need to address that problem and solve it, because an overly burdensome regulatory climate is hindering job growth. It's hindering the development and growth of new and existing businesses, and we need to make sure that we're mindful that the decisions we make directly impact not only those employers, but those families.
When I hear my opponent say he doesn't create jobs, it almost makes me just understand completely why the state of Ohio is in the shape that it's in. Jobs do not magically create themselves. They have to be created by someone, and that is the state legislature, who will take the first step to handle that. Folks, in Stark County and in the state of Ohio, we do not have a plan. There is not a real plan to bring businesses to the state of Ohio because we are not competitive. Until this state decides to get competitive, and that has to happen in the General Assembly, right at the State House, we're going to be flailed along just as we are right now, and nothing is going to change. The first change that we need to make in the state of Ohio is the Department of Development. I can tell you as a county commissioner, the frustrations I have had are immense. When there is a company here in Stark County that wants to stay or wants to grow, or when there is a new company that wants to come here, I have to deal with the Department of Development to get them to provide the funding to make that happen. Folks, it's not working because boards of commissioners in the state of Ohio do not have any say-so, per se, in where that funding goes to. And the first change I want to make as your next state legislator is to change the way the Department of Development evaluates their projects. And they need to give at least a percentage of that money to the county commissioners in all 88 counties, or at least say so in that decision, so that as a commissioner, we can make those decisions. As a commissioner in Stark County, I can tell you this for sure. I know Stark County and the people of Stark County much better than anyone in Columbus knows.